So I wanted to mention here that the margin of error thing doesn't work quite the way it did before. So I just wanted you to see something real quick. The standard deviation is 105, right? Let's just make a note of that, right? So I want you to see, oops, Excel here. Let's just take a note for a second. So what's the lower distance? Let's find the difference between 105, take away that lower bound. It's that 32, right? Now what's 192, take away this? Larger, right? So this is between lower and mean. And this is the distance between upper bound and mean. Notice they're not the same. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying, hey, the margin of error is not consistent. It doesn't work the way the other ones did. Why? Well, the answer is because it's right skewed, right? We already talked about it, but if you look at the chi-square distribution, there's no reason this would ever have worked because the chi-square distribution is skewed right. That's why the one that's on the right, 87, is larger than the one on the left, 32. It's because the distribution looks something like that. So you're going to have a wider portion over here than you are over here. See? And you can write that up. It's because the chi-square distribution is right skewed, the standard deviation of S equals 0 or 105, excuse me, 105 is not in the center of the interval. And actually, before I go on to 9.5, I did want to talk about one other thing, which is this whole interval business. Now, I did it longhand with Excel, and that's wonderful and great, but I also wanted to show you that you could do it in StatCrunch. Remember, StatCrunch is in your tools for success in the course panel. Now, I actually typed in the GRE verbal scores right here. So you go to Stat, and let's see, you wanted the one for variance. So pick variance. This is a one sample. You have data this time because you have that list of data, so you click that. It says, okay, which one do you want to look? I want to look at the GRE verbal scores. Next. I want a confidence interval. I want it to be 95%. Next. I don't want to store the output in a table. There we go. Hey, look. 5260.54, 37057. Now, those aren't for standard deviation. They're for variance, right? But they would be really easy to convert for yourself. See, look, 5260, 3707, right? So they'd be really easy to convert into the ones that we found for standard deviation. So that's how easy it is to do with StatCrunch, which is fine. You can just copy and paste it in there. Cool. All right, we are done with this section. All we got to do now is talk about 9.5, and I'll do that in the next video.